You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back to our Mindset and Motivation Monday. This is where we give you everything you need, that little bit of a spark you need to start your week off right. So what I want to do, my hope for these shows is this, is that you've started to accumulate a little bit of knowledge. You're listening to our previous Cabral concepts. You're reading the books. You're listening to other great experts out there. You're starting to accumulate the knowledge of what you need to do to achieve your wellness, your weight loss, or your anti-aging based goals. You're achieving that. You're starting to see what direction you need to move, but you're not implementing it as much as you should. So what do we do? What are the tips? What can you do? Like, how do you move forward? That is sometimes the hard part. It really is, because you've got all this great knowledge inside of you. You really do. Whether you're looking to become a health coach, start your own health coaching business, whether you're looking to take control of your life. Maybe it's the thyroid we've been talking about. This Wednesday, we've got a phenomenal show coming up on how to really heal the thyroid from food, from these minerals that your body needs. So like, what if that is your goal? Or what if you have an autoimmune disease? Or what if you have debilitating allergies or eczema or psoriasis or migraines? So you're starting to get knowledge of what you can do to take back control of your health, right? All of these different things, but you need to start moving forward. That's what today's show is all about. And I always like to give credit where credit is due. Remember, I'm sitting here or standing here on the shoulders of giants. I love that phrase. So I am someone that just reads and accumulates knowledge. Like I've talked about that before. Everyone's given kind of maybe one gift or so, maybe two in life if you're lucky. I believe all I have really been given is the ability to consume a lot of other people's knowledge. A lot of information. And then I'm able to assimilate that and see the correlations between that, and then give that information to you in a package that you can actually implement. So when I'm sharing information with you, I'm not the scientist in the lab dissecting cells and really getting deep on that level, okay? I take that brilliant scientist information. I assimilate the knowledge they gave me. I then draw back upon over 3,500 books that I've read on my 4 years of undergrad, my 4 years of doctoral work in naturopathy, my over 12 months of study in my internships and residencies in naturopathic medicine and Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine, functional medicine, all the different types of medicine, okay? And then I look at everyone. I look what everyone's saying and say, oh, that makes sense because of this, 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 and this. So what I want to say is this. I literally am standing on the shoulders of all these brilliant men and women who have discovered this information. And it's my privilege to share that with you. So one of the tips that I can't say it better, so I'm going to take their information, I'm going to give them credit. There's a teacher, I believe his famous book is The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I'm not positive about that, but I think it's something like that. His name is Robin Sharma. Brilliant teacher, brilliant guy. Really happy that I'm able to share his one big tip with you today. So I've been using a formula of this from one way or another for many years, never knew he gave it a name. So the name he gave it is called the 90-90-1 rule, okay? And Robin, I hope I'm doing you justice with this. The 90-90-1 rule, okay. So what is that? And how is it going to help you? Okay, well, here's the thing. The 90-90-1 rule stands for this. You need to pick one thing you want to improve over the next 90 days. Now, if you're like me, you're saying to yourself, but I want to work on a half a dozen things. Or if you're like me, you might have a 24 things. You're like, I want to do this, this, and this, and this. And you get scattered. What happens when you get scattered? You accomplish nothing. What does that leave you? Frustrated, stressed, feeling like you're not getting anything done with your life. We've all been there, but we have too many things we're trying to work on. And when we spread ourselves too thin, like I often do, that's my downfall, we don't accomplish what we need to make ourselves feel fulfilled. So what we need to do is we need to find that happy medium, okay? So what I'm telling you right now is there's something in your life right now. There's something that you've been wanting to accomplish for quite a long time now. It's something that you can't push aside no matter how hard you try. You maybe get rid of it, the thought in your mind, for a month or 2 months or maybe even 2 years, but it keeps coming back. That's what my doctoral of naturopathy degree was. It was something that I said, oh, well, I can never go back to school. I could never do this. I'm already past the age that you should go back and get your doctoral degree and this and that and all sorts of excuses, but I couldn't get rid of it. I just couldn't shake it. And I was doing fine. I didn't need it. But what inside of me, something inside of me needed it to take what my beliefs, my platform, my ability to teach you, my own education to the next level. I could not put it aside. And obviously you can't get your degree in 90 days, but I'm telling you, you can break off a chunk of that in the next 90 days. You can research the programs if you're looking to go back to school or get a certification. You can begin the program, or you can hire the mentor for 12 weeks to tell you exactly what you need to do. Any of these things you can do. If you're looking to get well, what could you do in the next 90 days? Well, you could run a lab, get your plan back, put it to action, okay? What else could you do if you're looking to lose weight? You could hire a personal trainer. You could start going through the program. You could follow the nutrition plan. But if you can't afford any of those things, you can buy a book off Amazon for $20 or less. You can follow that book's instructions. And you follow those book's instructions for 90 days. Okay, so 90 days is the first part, picking one thing. I know you have a lot of things. You're just like me. You have a lot of things that you want to achieve, maybe different facets of your life. I need you to pick one. Here's why. For the first 90 minutes of your day, for the next 90 days, you're going to focus on that one thing you want to achieve. Why does that matter? Because we only have so much willpower and focus, and typically it's gone by that first half of the day or even first part of the morning. Here's why. We get up, kids might be yelling, there might be stuff going on, and you wake up just too quickly before you have to leave the house. You rush, you can't get a good breakfast in, all those things, and you get in your car and you're commuting to work or you're taking your kids to school. By the time that's done, you're like, oh, wow, that was already a lot. You don't have the juice, the energy, the focus, the drive, the passion to move forward with your goal by that time is already over. You're already frustrated. That's the way that our world is right now. We don't ease into our day. We go off like a firecracker. So you've heard me say this before, but honestly, there's nothing too much more important than starting to get a little bit of you time in your day. And I found myself, remember, I run 2 offline practices in Boston, a body transformation studio with nutrition, personal training, and a functional medicine wellness clinic, health spa, all of that in Boston as well. But besides that, I have my online practice. Besides that, I have my private practice. Besides that, I mentor a few health professionals that I think are going to make an enormous dent in the world with their information or what they are looking to do, okay? I love all these different things. I write books. I do this podcast. So trust me when I tell you, I don't even think I mentioned it, but then I have my 2 girls, my kids, my family. I have all these other things pulling to me, just like you, right? What I'm trying to say is this, we're all busy. If I were looking to start a new project, when would I possibly fit that in? Just like you, none of us have extra time. So here's what we have to do. This is what changed my life. I started to go to bed earlier. I don't love going to bed early. I'm going to be honest with you. I like to stay up a little later. I do probably a little bit more of that like Vata in me. I never want to go to bed. I never want to stop. I just want to keep going. But you have to start to go to bed earlier. Why? Simply so that you can wake up earlier. You can wake up before the rest of the world. It's the only time you're going to find peace and quiet. So here's what I started doing. I started waking up first at 6 a.m. Then I started to work that back to 5:30 a.m. And then I try to get it to 5 a.m. I found that I can't get up before 5:30 a.m. Could I? Yes, but it's then detrimental to my health and to my long-term energy simply because I'm not willing to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. Some people are. I'm not. I want to get home. I want to have dinner with my family. I want to spend some time with my girls. I want to be able to give them a bath. I want to put them to bed. I want to hang out with my wife for a little while. I want to be able to enjoy a little bit of that downtime as well. By the time I get my girls to bed, it's already basically 7:30, 8 o'clock. So here's the thing. Like, I'm not going to go to bed right away because then I will not have felt like I have a balanced life, like I have a balance there as well. So again, didn't create this overnight. It's happened progressively. But what I found is this, is I can get in about an hour to myself, maybe an hour and a half to myself between 5:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. All right. Sometimes it's a little bit earlier and sometimes I have to stop a little bit earlier too. So that is my suggestion to you is you need to find that quiet time, ideally the first 90 minutes of the day. What if you say it's simply not possible to get 90 minutes at the beginning of the day? Totally fine. If you have 0 minutes a day that you're giving to yourself, try 20 minutes, try 30 minutes. You can get a lot done in 30 minutes if it's focused. How do you focus it? Well, before you go to bed, you write down your day for the next day. I write my day hour by hour. What's happening? Half hour by half hour if I have to. And I write, most importantly, what am I doing during that first 60 to 90 minutes? Because that's what I have for my morning before my day is no longer mine. And it's not. My day is my day, of course, but I give my day to my family in the morning, and then I go off to work, and then it's work, and I help people in my practice, and that's what I love to do, and I'm doing my work. I go home, and then it's family time again. So what I'm saying to you is you need to create some you time. And I've only found, yes, you could stay up late at night and do it, but I don't think that's great for overall health. But if you have to do that, fine. I believe that when you're fresh, your mind's just coming out of that theta state in the morning, you're able to really focus. I'm going to actually talk about my morning routine in the future, but I want you to create your morning routine. I want you to focus on what's important to you, not me tell you what's important to me and then for you. So what I want you to do is think about this. 12 weeks, 90 days. Stay focused on that. That's what I want you to think about. I want you to choose one goal. How do you choose the one goal? You think this. Okay. You say, what's nagging me the most? What do I think about the most? What would I regret not doing if I didn't accomplish it in the next year or so? Write down a list. It might be 5 things. On that list of 5 things, which one of those 5 comes first? It might be a 1A and 1B. Like, it's hard to decide between the two. Tell yourself this: I'm going to accomplish the first one in the first 90 days. Then I'm going to accomplish the second one in the second 90 days. And you might say, oh, well, that's too long to wait. Trust me, you're going to accomplish neither if you don't set up a game plan to achieve these things. And you achieve these things by giving yourself a deadline. Your deadline is now 90 days. If you finish sooner, good for you. Take some time off. Rest, relax. Use those 90 minutes the first part of the day, maybe just to read, maybe just to relax, maybe to meditate, maybe just take a walk in the morning. Whatever it is, start to take back control of your day. When you do that, you already start to feel more at peace. I immediately started to feel less anxious, more at peace, less stress, and I actually needed less sleep when I started to wake up earlier. Why is that true? Because I didn't start my day off to an alarm siren of my alarm, like just going right off of my ear, trying to give myself just enough time to race out the door, not feeding my body the nutrition that it needed, not being able to make myself a smoothie, any one of those things. I just had to give myself back at first just a half hour. That's all I did. That's why if you're struggling right now time-wise, you don't have to wake up an hour earlier. Wake up a half hour earlier. At least give yourself some time to maybe structure your day so you feel like you're in more control of it. When you feel like you're in more control of it, you're happier. You're less anxious. You feel like it's actually your life. Like you're the one controlling your life. You're the one in charge of your life. This stuff really does matter. And that's what I'm telling you right now. Naturopathic medicine, all the health practitioners out there, it's so much more than running lab tests. It's so much more, even exercise-wise, personal training, so much more than exercise, so much more than good food. It's about how the mind thinks, how you think. Do you feel like you're in control of your life right now? If you don't, it's going to lead to frustration. It's going to lead to stress. And that wears on the body. I know that better than most because it destroyed my body as a teenager. And I spent many, many years since then rebuilding it. And now I have it all back and then some. I've never felt better before in my life. Never. I'm clinging on to my 30s, but I've never felt better before in my life. Every year I feel better than last. I can honestly say that. I felt great last year and the year before. I feel better today. Every year I feel better. And part of that is because of this mindset thing. It really is. I have bad days just like anyone else. No doubt about it. Believe me, I do. So here's the thing though. That next morning when I wake up, it's a fresh day and it's my day. For the first 90 minutes of the day, it's mine. A lot of times I'm just using it education-wise, like I'm teaching myself something. I'm watching a video. I'm listening to a podcast. I'm reading a book. And then I'm immediately trying to apply it. Or maybe I'm waking up early and writing my next book. Maybe I'm waking up early to get to work early to record that podcast before anybody else gets in. All I'm saying is this. For you right now, where you're at in your life, you have something that you want to accomplish. Name that thing. Write down the list if you have to, but name that thing. Then what I want you to say is this. I might not be able to give myself 90 minutes ahead of time in the morning, but I can give myself 30 minutes. Start with 30, then work it back 15 minutes the next week, maybe another 15 minutes in a couple weeks, and then to get to 60 minutes. Maybe you never achieve 90 minutes. You don't need 90 minutes. 90 is great. You can do a lot of work in 60 minutes, okay? A lot of work. Now, dedicate that. Look at your calendar, pen it in, okay? Put it in marker and look at those next 90 days. If you do that, not only will your life change dramatically from what you're able to accomplish, but from a mindset, motivation, confidence perspective, you are going to grow exponentially because now you're going to have a game plan. You're going to understand in life that you can achieve anything you want to if you set your mind to it and then you put it into action. Thank you everyone for tuning into the Cabral Concept. I appreciate each and every one of your listens. If this show helped, please do feel free to share it with someone else. Take care.
Ever wonder what the best sauna, blue blockers, sleep trackers, wake lights, salt lamps, or other health gadgets are? Or what about the top non-toxic mattresses, sheets, soaps, bath products, toothpaste, and cookware? Or would you like to know the cleanest choices for hemp parts, meal delivery services, supplements, and much more? I personally curated, researched, and now created a resource page of all of my top picks that continues to grow each week. These are the exact products I use in my own life, with my family, in my private practice, and they're the ones I trust. To find out all of my up-to-date recommendations and all the details, simply head on over to stephencabral.com/resources.